wash day. Yeah, it's a nice sunny day today, so I thought, well, after the last 3 days it deserves a wash and a lubricate. I found over the years sort of cleaning bikes, I think ICE also recommend it. I use the Halfords cleaner, or you can get one called Muck Off, but they're both about the same really. A little bit expensive, but does the job and doesn't destroy the grease in the bearings and things like that, which when you use washing up liquid or too much washing liquid, it can actually degrade the grease and washes the oil out of things, whereby these sort of things leave it where it should be but clean the actual bike itself, which is handy. So just a bit of an update again on basically what I found. Starting off with the spokes again, on the sort of going on to leading on from the other one. I found that the back ones are okay. I've had to tweak 1 or 2 more, but I think it's only just a, well, I know it is. I rang up a couple of people and they sort of said, yeah, just give them a little bit of a tweak up, just as they get a little bit loose, just to try and keep them all in sort of together, but don't go mad with it, you know what I mean? And after you've done it, which I think I've proved on the last ride, we've just done 50 miles after tweaking these front ones up and that they've actually stayed okay. So I think after the initial bedding in period, where they get a bit loose, just to bring them up a bit, and then about, like I say, a quarter of a turn, just try and keep them together. Don't go mad, otherwise you're going to take the wheel out of true, but just bring them up, you know, tight, and just keep an eye on them really. It's no great problem. And the other thing with the gears, which was I found quite amazing, that was a learning curve. Again, my fault, because like I say, I put the bike together, so I didn't make sure that this was actually tight. So as it came loose, there was a movement backwards and forwards on it, therefore only a little bit, because you only need a little bit of an adjustment to knock them out. It just meant in the centre gears they were just jumping out, and you just couldn't adjust it out with the adjuster. You'd get it right, then all of a sudden it would start jumping out again, and it was literally because this was loose. Once I'd done this tight, then it cured it. There's absolutely no problem at all. Like I said, I'd done 50 miles and didn't jump out once. It's as sweet as a nut. So that was my fault, and a little tip to make sure that they're tight, basically. Other than that, I've had no problems at all with it. I mean, I don't consider the spokes a problem anyway. It's just something that happens, and it's happened on other bikes I've had over the years. I mean, the funny thing was, I got a Thorn here. She's a bit covered up because I don't ride it. I'm going to sell it, in fact. I had one spoke that used to come loose. Just one spoke. I was always doing this one spoke up. I could not work it out why it came loose. But it's just life, you know what I mean? So that's about it really. I haven't had any reoccurring problems or anything that that's worried me about the bike. The same as the other Sprint really. It's no problems at all. I noticed that I don't think I trued this brake caliper up properly. I'm going to have to do that again, because that one, like the other Sprint, when you put the brake on at high speed you get this nice noise from the gaps in the rotor, but you don't get it on this one. So I think it's slightly out of true, even though it's not touching the actual brake. You know, it's not rubbing at all. But I'll have to have a look at that one today after I've given it a polish. I'm just waiting for it to dry, and then I use Gleam or Mr. Sheen, who's a good one. I've always used Mr. Sheen on my other bikes, and it's never been a problem. But I like the Gleam as well, so I've been using Gleam on this one ever since I let it new. And these tools are quite good for getting dirt out of different crevices. But anyway, I will give her a polish. There you go, all done and dusted for next weekend's club run. Or I might even get a run in during the weekend, I don't know, during the week. a bit of a test ride to make sure that everything's okay. I just lubricated a few things. Looks okay to me. It's quite handy, the video, because I can actually video things and then magnetise them on the computer, and I can have a good look at what they are because my eyesight's not too great. Actually, a few people asked me about my eyesight. I've got retina pigmentosa, which is destroying the sight in the centre of my eyes. It's like the size of 2 peas, getting bigger. It is a deterioration. It's genetic, so there's no cure for it. Just have to be careful. I have to scan a lot when I cycle. It's quite safe. I can actually see as much as anybody else, but the way I try and explain it is I don't actually see in detail as other people do. I see everything. I do miss things in the centre sometimes. I've hit the odd like I say, I've hit the bollard. That was my fault because I wasn't concentrating, but I can miss the odd thing, but it has to be quite small for me to miss it. But I scan. It's just concentration, really. You know, that's why I've got back onto the trike, because the bikes themselves they're just too dodgy. If I clip a curb or something like that, I'll be off. But at least on these, I can sort of, you know, you stay pretty stable. Yeah, that's my eyesight. It's not a problem to me. It's a problem, frustrating sometimes, but most of the time you just get on with life. It's amazing what you get used to. So that's the story of my eyesight. Maybe that to clear up a few sort of questions people have been asking me.